it is. Now the ask him in Acts chapter 1, verse 6. It says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, will thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Why was they so persistent in knowing if there is time? Because when we read Matthew chapter 11, it says, Matthew 11, it says, Matthew 11 verse 12, it says, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven, which are the Israelites, because it begins with them, suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. That is the Romans. They are suffering violence under the Romans, persecution, tribulation, who was being put to death, alright? All kind of wars the Romans fighting against them, taxing them heavily, alright? So they didn't want to live under that oppression, the disciples that is, and it was like, Lord, now is the time, because they wanted to be free, they wanted to be saved. Saved or freed from what? Saved from what? Alright? Saved from enemy occupation. That one of the meaning of the word liberated. So now when you go back into the Hebrew word, alright, it means to be liberated, to be saved, to be delivered, to be saved in battle, be victorious, to save, to deliver, to save from moral troubles, to give victory to. And that is what it was so persistent in knowing, Lord, we go and get it now. Because they understood that they were being oppressed under the hands of their enemies. Alright? They understood that. So they wanted to be saved. That is why the scripture is saying, you know, that Israel is who going to be saved. Israel. The disciples were the Israelites. Oh yes, they were Israelites. They were Israelites. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai with an everlasting salvation. A salvation that lasts forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It ain't going to stop. They're always going to be protected. They're always going to be under the banner of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. The kingdom of heaven. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. And that was pertaining to Israel. That is a promise. That is a promise pertaining to who? The Israelites, brother. Now, did the Most High have a change of heart in the New Testament? No, he did not. No, he did not have a change of heart in the New Testament. He had no changes of heart. He was the same yesterday. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He changes not. Alright, so these two promises is undeniable proof that salvation is for Israel. Now when you go into the New Testament, the controversial thing is that you have these Christians and these people who claim to believe in the gospel and the teachings of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, believing or perceiving or thinking that anybody on the face of the earth could be saved. And the main scripture that they go and pull out is John 3:16 and say, well, yeah, see, everybody could be saved. John 3:16. Without understanding, they will read that scripture and say, well, yeah, everybody could be saved, which is not the case. Everybody cannot be saved. Israel shall be saved in the Lord everlasting salvation. Then they go to the Gentiles that the Apostle Paul went to, and Cornelius, and without understanding. Them had to be Israelites if you have understanding, because it didn't linking up with prophecy. If there is heathen, alright, it ain't linking up with the prophecy. If they are heathen, it's not linking up with the prophecy. But then it have other prophecies, which I am going to get into now. The scripture say this, right? This was written in the scripture. is Numbers chapter 10, verse 35. Alright? Numbers chapter 10, verse 35. Numbers 10 and 35. Numbers 10:35. And it came to pass, when the ark was set forward, that Moses said, Rise up, Lord Yahweh, and let thine enemies be scattered, and let them that hate thee flee before thee. Right? Let his enemies be scattered. This is talking about a literal enemy of the Most High. Now, the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, alright, I'll read it in Psalm 68 verse 1 also. Remember that. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Moses said, let his enemy, let the Most High enemies be scattered. Psalm 68 verse 1. It says, let God arise, let his enemies be scattered, let them also that hate him flee before him. Alright? Let them also that hate him flee before him. So the Most High will scatter his literal enemies. Alright? He scattered them. He destroyed them. And he had displeasure. He saw displeasure. Alright? So now, the question is, who is the Most High enemies? And did Israel do anything for the Most High to look at them as his enemies? Oh yes, Israel did a lot of things for the Most High to look at them as his enemies. The Apostle Paul said that they are enemies at the cross of Yahweh because they didn't believe in him. So what the Most High would eventually do to his enemies, who is also Israelites, scatter them abroad. Because if they were operating like he people, he keep them close to himself. They operate like the enemies, disperse them. Get out of my sight. And Israel, I will show you, did a lot of things for the Most High to look at them as his enemies. Alright? So now, I want to read. I'm going to read Exodus 24, chapter 24, verse 7 and verse 8. And it reads, alright, I read from verse 5. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yahweh. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, who said? The Israelites said. And they said, because this was dealing with the Exodus out of Egypt. The Exodus out of Egypt, we don't have to get at. That would be common knowledge. If you're into the scriptures, it was the Most High taking the Israelites out of Egypt from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So these were the say. This is the covenant here. Alright? And Moses took, and he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that Yahweh had, Ba'asham Yahushai, which they said Yahweh back then, I added in Yahushai because that is how we go to the Father now in these days, had said, we will we do and be obedient. That is what they make that. You see that? And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh had made with you concerning all these words. So, you see that right there? That is that contract Israel signed with the Most High. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. All that he said we will do and be obedient. That is the contract. Breach our contract, alright, will cause the Most High now to act very different with you. Alright? That's why Most High say, when you, as much as you rejoice to do the good, you don't get that precept. Let's know it. Just bear with me. I believe is in Deuteronomy 30th chapter. Yeah. Just bear with me a little bit. The Most High say, as much as you rejoice to do them good, you will rejoice to do them evil. Why you say that? Yeah. Right. That's Deuteronomy 28 and 63. Yep. So like careful that. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 63. It says, and it shall come to pass that as Yahweh rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and bring you to north, and you shall be plucked from off the land whither thou go to possess it. That is a curse. Why is that a curse? If we disobey His word, because we signed that agreement, we signed that covenant with the Lord. Alright? Israel signed that covenant. And the Most High say, I will take you and destroy you. I will rejoice. He say He will rejoice to do that. Because we be if we disobedient. Now did Israel become disobedient? Was Israel ever disobedient? Oh yes, Israel was disobedient. Alright, that is what we're going to get here now. Now remember the Most High say that He will the enemies, alright, what He say, right? He said, let His enemies be scattered. Let His enemies be scattered. Now the Most High now say He will rejoice to do evil like an enemy. Yahweh Shai say, but those mine enemies which would not have me to reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Alright? Israel was operating as enemies in the eyesight of the Most High. They started to do their own thing. Alright? They started to do their own thing. So this is what the Most High did. The Most High scattered them. Alright? The Most High scattered them. Now let me get a precept here. Alright? I read Ezekiel, alright, chapter 8, verse 1. Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 1. And it reads, I read from verse 4. It says, and behold, the glory of the power of Israel was there, according to the vision that I saw in the plain. Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes now, the way toward the north. So I lifted up my eyes, the way toward the north, and behold, northward at the gate of